Hey, welcome back. It's week 3 of the 12-week year accountability group, and I have a list of 7 things I want to talk to you about today. So week 3, congratulations. Some of you, like week 3 is kind of magical. I like week 3. I think my favorite thing about week 3 is that everybody suddenly goes, okay, I'm in. So this is the week where everyone starts to kind of go, yeah, I'm ready. I can start to swim. I'm good to go. So the 7 things I need you to know about week 3 are this. 1, it's not too late. If you hate your goal, stop, throw it away, assess. So you can restructure it, you can remove it, or you can refine it. So you want to think about if you have one of your goals and you don't like it, change it. So that's allowed. It is allowed. If you had a goal that you didn't like last week and you didn't like it the week before, the chances of you liking it this week are pretty slim. So you get to kind of reframe what you have. And that's the what if, right? What if? What if I don't do that goal? What if I change it? What if now's not the time, right? What if? So use that tool to help you. The second thing that people have in week 3 is this is where we really start to talk about tasks versus time. Task management versus time management. So this is when a lot of you are going to start putting in these small pieces around tasks. So you'll be like, oh, let me just get that little task done. Let me get that task done. Now, I usually keep 3 pieces of paper that I encourage everyone to do, which is that you start to manage those small tasks. Remember, small tasks buy you big time. So a task, a lot of times people are just like, especially little ones, is they just sort of push them off to the side and then they eat up a whole day. So like picking up doing the laundry and getting groceries and whatever, they take and end up putting, 27-minute tasks together, and then they have a whole day of chores. So the idea that most people are starting to pick up is they're like, hey, I have to really be efficient on my tasks. So a lot of you are starting to learn to do things. So 1, I have 3 cards. 1 is a 7-minute times a 20-minute and a 30-minute. The reason that I want you to learn 7-minute tasks is because they're really a 10-minute task, but you need to learn to do them as a 7-minute task. So, right, all of these timers that we talked to you about, you want to be able to use those timers. I have a different one that's smaller, but anyway, so you want to use your timers, and you want to learn to take a 10-minute task down to 7 minutes. And why do you want to do that? Well, because I'm tricking you. And I'm tricking you because there's a lot of habits that you're learning the first time you do the 12-week year that you're going to get better at. And one of them is identifying what am I willing to do for 84 days. So, and now we're 3 weeks in. So what am I willing to do for 64 days? Because you have like 63 days. You have 63 more days. So what am I willing to do? But you'll start to get those small tasks. So if you get those small tasks out, like, okay, I've got 7 minutes, I'm going to pack my lunch, right? Or 7 minutes, I'm going to change the laundry. Or 7 minutes, I'm going to do this other thing. What ends up happening is you taking on those little tasks allows you the time that you need to do the stuff that you want to do. So tasks are not a cop-out. Tasks, you want to really work at your tasks. So you want to really keep a list of like, what are the tasks that you need to get done? These aren't the tasks that are around your goals. These are just the tasks that have to get done for your life. So what are those tasks? What can they do? And I keep mine on my table. I look at them a lot because sometimes I'm like, okay, all right, I have 7 minutes. What can I do? And I'll look at my task and I'll just pick one. And what ends up happening is that if I manage my tasks, I don't have anything else on my mind when I have my time. So I can easily get more time into my schedule. So tasks by time. And once we teach you how to take a 10-minute task and turn it into a 7-minute task, you'll be able to turn a 30-minute task into a 20-minute task. So there's a lot going on there. So learn 7-minute tasks, really a lot. So small tasks are what you're learning, but you're also learning like how long does it take you? So I would start paying attention. How long does it actually take me to do the dishes? When I told, I was talking to somebody the other day, and they were going to leave all the dishes in the dishes. They were going to leave all the dishes, and they're like, no, we'll do them. And I went, no, I've actually timed this. If you and I together put our tasks together, we'll be done in 4 minutes. And she's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, if we double our efforts, I'll set a timer right now. I'll bet you. And we were done in 4 minutes. We cleaned up our whole meal, put it in that little dishwasher. It wasn't that hard. But because I had done the management on it, she was like, yeah. But she would have normally waited until I was gone, and then she would have said, I have all evening, and then she would have made it a 30-minute task. No. So if something can be done in a shorter amount of time, start learning how to do it in a shorter amount of time. Number 3, foundational. So a lot of you are going to get to week 3, and you're going to think, I bit off more than I can chew because I'm a high achiever. And now I have an accountability group. That means I'm going to be amazing, and I'm going to get all my stuff done, and that part's true, but you're learning a new system, and that system takes time. So some of you are going to find that you don't need to work on 3 things, you just need to work on 1. You can pick up those other ones later in the year, and we can do them together, but some of you just need to focus on really foundational goals. And sometimes those foundational goals are things like self-care, or food management, or exercise programs, or internal systems at your business, standard operating procedures. There's so many choices. So think about your goals. Number 3 on the 7 things I had to tell you is really, you may need to slip down to a foundational goal. Okay, I'm going to work on that every day. One of them that, like, somebody had one on sleep that was great, where they were like, yeah, I'm just working on all these things to get me to sleep. And that might be good enough. So number 4 is, this is also week 3 is when we start to really notice that you don't have the right internal systems to do the things that you want. So this will come up. It'll start to show you that if you have new customers, you don't have another way to manage them, or you don't have the automations needed to make your life easier. So your clients don't know how to book online. You don't have that system set up, or you don't have a payment structure, or you don't have something together this will become really available that you'll notice, I don't have enough internal structures. So that's really where you end up focusing. And in week 3, you can go back and go, look, I'm gonna work on my internal systems. And those internal systems might be getting all your social media together, that might be getting your files organized. I will often point to right over there. I can see it while I'm recording. And that is the closet of doom. That is the closet that I go into every April, because as a strategist and a financial strategist, I have to keep everybody's files for like what feels like an eternity. So every April I go in there and I just start thinking about how many things I could burn, right? Whew. But it's an internal system. I had to have a place to put all those files. I had to have a system that let me know what year they were in. I had to be able to know what could go and what could stay. So sometimes you just need internal systems. And for those of you who are working in finance or legal, or the things that we have a lot of responsibility for, yeah. So some of you are going to find in week 3, number 4, that you don't have the right internal systems. Number 5 comes right here. Now, every time we're online, it looks like I keep this like so close to hand. I do, because I have to look at mine every single day. So I have the blank one that I show you, and then I have the filled out one that I have to show me. So number 5, in week 3, most of you find out that you hate. You don't actually, not hate, but you don't like the accounting. You don't like to have to keep score every single day. Guess what? You have to get over it. You need to learn how to do this system. And you don't have to keep it forever, but you have to. This is an accountability group. You're learning to keep promises to yourself. You're learning to be accountable. So try the system before you start throwing it away. You have to try. And the try is writing the things down, right? These are the strategies. So the strategy to get you to your goal. If your goal is 100 YouTube subscriber, what are you going to do that? Well, you have to make content. It has to be available every day. I mean, there's a lot to do it. So when you start to look at what your goals are, you have to put together some pieces. So a lot of people don't like the accounting, but here's the part that happens. Because some of you are going to do really well. Really well. Some of you are going to knock this out of the park, and it's going to be life-changing. Some of you are just going to like coming to class because you don't feel isolated. Some of you are going to need to take a break because this is a lot of work. So when you start to look at these, but the number one thing, for those of you who are hitting it out of the park, the reason you need this is because you need to remember what worked. The other thing that accountability is doing is it's teaching us right away what isn't working. So the reason I want you to keep your score is because if you put down things and you're not going to actually do them, throw it away. That's not working for you. So if you are not someone who likes to get up at 5 in the morning and you're constantly getting only 20%, throw it away. Why don't you try getting up at 5:30? Why don't you try get 5:45? Try a different time. So you can still get up earlier, but you don't have to get that goal. So part of what this is it's accountability is to help you, not to, it's not there to support and help you suffer. It's there to support you so that you can succeed. So we're trying to find things that you can be good at and that you can be good at regularly. To do that, we have to have accounting. So if you do week 3, everyone is like, bleh. But by the time we get to week 8 or 9, everybody is like in one camp or the other. They actually want to burn this by week 9 because they're so sick of it, or they're so thankful and they look at all of the past weeks. So a lot of people this week are going to find out whether they do or do not like the accounting. But you have to get over it because you need to do the accounting. You have to do the accounting to be aware of what it is that you're actually spending in time. So just try it. Just try it. Or you can try this little book. The book I like because, again, it has your top 3 priorities for the day. It helps you do the to-do list. I like this version a lot because it gives you one day, and I think this version in the book sometimes makes it easier for people. So, and I like that it has today's biggest win. And that's one of the things that you need to really pay attention to is what's the win every day, right? Start counting your wins. I would love for you to do that. And that's part of what accounting does, is it counts your wins. Number 6 out of the 7 things is that it nudges you. You're going to start feeling the nudges, and that can be comfy or not comfy, but basically you're going to see the nudges of your past. The reason why you're constantly not making your goals, or the reason why you feel behind, or the reason, whatever, but you're going to start feeling the nudges of the old systems and why they're not working for you, or why they're not able to magnify. So you're going to start to feel those nudges. I just need you to write them down. I just need you to pay attention to them, because those nudges are going to either keep coming, or it's going to be an illumination to go, yeah, I don't need to keep that. That's not my energy anymore. So I'll give you an example. When my children were very young, I couldn't put a note on the door that says I'm busy. When there's lots of people in the house, it's really hard to be hidden away, right? So you'll find these nudges that you go, oh, wow, something so simple. I should put my phone on airplane mode. So you're going to find the things that were constantly interrupting your old patterns, and you're going to start to feel that nudge of why that didn't work. And one of the things for me that was the nudge that I was not listening to was that my attention span was shorter than it was when I was young. So I had to readjust the way I saw myself and the way I actually perform. So I switched my timings down to 20s as opposed to 30s, because in that last 10 minutes, I was always just kind of plugging it along. And I also learned that on some tasks I can go very, very long, and in some tasks I have to be very, very tight. So you'll start to feel the nudges. And that's really where you should be curious of, why is it working this way for me? What is it that I'm getting out of the old pattern? So one of the patterns that I have, if I have to sit at my desk because I had a very busy life, that I like to have a snack with me. So what is my pattern if I'm trying to lose weight and then I can only work with a snack? Okay, now I have to readjust that. So the nudges that you have, and the reason I like a snack is because that is actually not about the snack. It wasn't until I learned the nudge that this is about the fact that I'm actually working past my natural time, that I'm constantly pushing that extra 20, that extra percentage, that I'm going 30% further than my mind wants to go. So I'm craving a snack. So the minute I went to 20s, I stopped needing a snack. So you start to feel the nudges of the past, and you'll start to just look at them. And that's all you want to do. And you want to start just paying attention to them. You'll solve them on their own. But I had to be willing to understand why whenever I went to my desk, I needed a snack. Why do I need a snack? What is attached to that to me? And that is that at the point that I'm fatigued, I'm like, I'll have a little Cheez-It. And then I'll go back in. And the fact is that I don't need the Cheez-It if I can just break 10 minutes earlier. So these nudges that you're getting are going to be ways that you just teach yourself about yourself. And it was a lot easier when I was younger to have a long attention span. And some things I can have a really long attention span for, that I know I'm going to be engrossed in that. So that isn't ever eligible for a tiny little task. So if I'm going in to do editing, I actually need all of this time because I have to be lost in it. So for whatever reason, my brain knows that that task I can really focus in on. So you get to figure out what you're going to focus in on. Now, number 7, my favorite, and the final of what we're talking about. Number 7 out of what's going to happen in week 3 is that you'll start to see progress. And that progress belongs to you. So it is the fun part of being in an accountability group. It is the fun part of keeping promises to yourself. It is the fun part of doing this work with you, is to watch you do the things that are important to you. And that's the part that's the most fun for me too. So you will start seeing progress. You want to start writing down your progress. You want to write down the things that are done. Because at the end of this 12 weeks, we only have 63 days left. So we're 21 days in, and we got 63 days left. So we want to really focus in and stay on task. So just to review, right? You can still change. You're doing small tasks, and learning small tasks builds time. There's some other tools there for you. Foundational goals, you may need to pull down and just have one thing that can support you personally. Number 4, internal systems. If you don't have internal systems, stop trying to hit that goal without them and go back in and put the internal system in as your goal. Number 5, if you hate the accounting, get over it. If you hate it, get over it. You have to learn to use the tools. Give them a chance. You can throw them away later, but while you're in class, you want to use them. Then nudges, you're going to get the nudges, and then you're going to see progress. Please write your progress down, because it's meaningful. And it's meaningful that you show up. So thank you. Thank you for spending the time with me. Thank you for even watching this video. And thank you for showing up. It's important. So I will see you in class. If I can't see you live, I'll see you right here. All right. Have a great day.